Welcome back to the Daksh Mavani show. When you are starting your career, one wrong habit or mindset can slow down for years. In this episode, I sit down with Om Ashish Mishra, a product data scientist at a big four company and someone who has worked across MNCs and startups to talk about the mistake freshers make, how to build a career with impact, and why learning to think like a leader early on changes everything. If you are just entering the corporate world or want to grow faster, this episode is for you.
So, Ashish sir, thinking back to your early days in the corporate world, maybe the beginning companies which you have worked, what's the one mistake that you have learned which has turned to be a vital lesson? And how did it shape your journey into the tech industry?
One mistake. That's a big question. I have done plenty of mistakes, but one mistake that I can recall of is that I used to take things for granted a lot. Like back from college, when I went to the corporate life, I used to think for granted that, okay, I have come to corporate now. Everything will be sorted in my life. Everything is ready. Everything is given on a silver platter. And I used to think that this taking this CTC into consideration, dividing it by 12, I used to think that used to be the salary and all. Yeah.
Oh,
So once I entered corporate, the problem I faced is I was not very good at with my finances, like how to manage my finance.
mhm,
So I had a trouble. Like I for the first year of any corporate, when it starts, you don't have to pay taxes at the starting. So people take the money for granted and they start spending a lot. So
mhm,
when I entered corporate, we had pandemic back then, so I didn't get a much chance to get out of my home and have fun, which the previous batch or the batch after me was able to do.
mhm.
So I used to take that money and I used to do a lot of investment in crypto back then.
Oh,
So
I understand now.
I
Yeah.
used to learn how to do mining, web mining and all, though in
Mm,
Ethereum and all. I was very big fan back then. So that's what I did. But coming again to the corporate life, this is all on the finances aspect. So we don't understand much about how the tax system works, what is this PF fund, gratitude and all.
right.
So I started to learn about it as time passed by. Like, what are the important things? How can I manage my taxes? How can in which all the stocks or mutual funds I should invest in? So
Mhm,
that thought process came into me, and that later on helped me in getting tax concessions. Like when I filed my taxes with my CA, I got a lot of concessions. So
okay.
that's one of the biggest mistakes I find. The finance, like people just take for granted and they don't understand how to manage their finance.
Now,
So
if I were to ask you one thing, so basically, I know for a fact that this episode is being watched by people of age demographic around 18 to 24. So some might have been started earning, or few or many of them would be, entering into the corporate world. So what would be the few things which you would suggest for, to improve their finances, or at least be stable with it, so that it doesn't cause a problem in the future?
one of the things would be which I follow, and I came to know later stage in my office or corporate career is before spending, start saving first. What I mean to say, suppose you get X amount of salary,
Hmm.
you take a portion of it. Suppose it could be up to you, like it's got 0.2% or like 40% of your salary. Keep it into another bank, like as your savings, and then the rest you have, use that for other bills, be it your EMIs, be it your any sort of uh, rents you have to pay, or any sort of grocery shops, anything that's there, that expenditures you have it. But first you take the first part of the money and save it. So the main problem that people lie is this in this salary trap is people first spend a lot, then think about saving. Whereas they should switch the turn. They should
Hmm.
save first, and then they should actually start spending money. Second thing, like I was reading this book, The Psychology of Money. It says that particular person, if he sees a beautiful Ferrari on the road,
Hmm.
he or she doesn't actually think about who is sitting in the car. They think about how can they get the car, right?
Correct. Right.
So the bottom line of this money thought process is we think more about like how to get money than to think who has money.
Hmm.
So one should start focusing on networking as well. Like sometimes what happens is we see a lot of these videos that comes on YouTube, like 200 or 300 rupees shorts and all. Like they come and say that you give me 2 hours, I'll teach you about this AI or I'll teach you about LinkedIn portfolio making, right?
Right. Right.
So even though like you know that that website might be helpful or not, you just go and enter there just to see like what that person is saying. I know at the end of the day, it's a funnel type of uh, revenue making scenario where they
Yes.
ask you for less money, then they'll again ask you for another set of money, and that goes on. But that first stage where they ask a minimal amount and they give you knowledge, it's actually, I would say, a very curated knowledge, right? You might be going here and there, spending time in learning. For example, agentic AI, you
Hmm.
go and learn from YouTube or you go and learn from Coursera and all, you'll take some time to actually understand the whole thing. But when you enter such classes, will take minimal amount of money. With 2 to 3 hours, you're able to understand the basic overview, the overall structure of the course,
Hmm.
right?
I
that
see.
that gives you an edge. Okay, what is the overall thing is there, now you can go and you know already where to study from. So
Hmm.
that this will save your time. So we all spend money on different things like food, going out, vacations and all. But when you spend money, small amount of money in these chunks, this actually helps you as a awareness. Like it gives you awareness how to maintain and grow your network, as well
Hmm.
as gives you an edge in learning.
I see. Right. So now you had mentioned one specific term which has caught my eye, and that is agentic AI. Now, is it part of data science or is it a completely different technology? Because I'm not aware of it.
Okay, let me frame this way. So, like everything is part of AI, right?
Hmm.
You can take AI as a big umbrella, and under that umbrella, every one of them is sitting. Your
Hmm.
data science, your machine learning, your agentic AI, everyone is sitting. Whatever you think, all sits under this AI.
Right.
So you can think AI is like a big room, giant room, and inside that, if you have a cupboard, that could be data science. i'll
I
I'll give
see.
you more
Okay.
simplistic view of it. But AI contains everything. Like you think about robotics, you think about numbers, you think about maths, you think about data. Everything comes under AI. AI is the overall so thing. Inside that, we have a special niche which is called data science. Like data science is all about working with numbers, like
Hmm.
data sets, statistics, calculus, probability. Everything comes as a number. What is related to numbers or digits comes under data science. Inside data
Hmm.
science, we have a special niche which is called machine learning. Like if I say that there's an apple, okay, if you are
Right.
explaining apple to a kid, right, a small baby, how what is the A for apple, right? So that time we'll say that hey, this circular shape, if you see this circular shape, red in color, might have a leaf on top of it, is called an apple. He or
Hmm.
she takes that apple, feels it, touches every part and feels it, right?
Hmm.
So that's machine learning. You tell all these different things to it so that it learns from you and starts to work around it.
Hmm.
Second thing, inside machine learning, another part comes which is called deep learning. Deep learning, why? Because it's a different layers in it. Suppose we are right now sitting here, our face is getting scanned, right? How does it
Hmm.
the machine identify this particular person sitting? This is Om or this is Daksh. Basically, it takes the face structure, and this face structure is all called contours. Like there are different layers are there. Like just like from the
Okay.
top of a hill, if you see the trees, the mountain shapes, and all, these are called contours.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, our face structure is taken, and from there,
Mm.
layer by layer, it try to understand. Okay, this is a line. This is okay. From adding all the lines, okay, this is eye. This is nose. This is mouth. Adding
Mm.
everything together, okay, this is a face. This face structure matches with this name. So this is Om, this is Daksh, this is Justin
Right.
Bieber, etc.
Mm.
Right? So that's deep learning. So coming back to the baby's example, so the baby, when you tell the baby that you don't tell to the baby, you just give the baby the apple, just throw the apple to it. The baby catches it and tell that this is an apple. Then you don't tell that this is a red in color and all. You don't explain it. The baby
Mm.
touches it, sees it, and tries to understand itself. Like, okay, this is curved here. This is
This is what an
red.
apple looks like, or this is how the apple
Exactly.
feels. Mm.
Exactly. So by that, it understands that okay, this is apple. So the next time, wherever she goes, she's or he points out, okay, that's an apple. Oh, that's an orange. It points out. Then going one layer deeper into deep learning, there's something called generative AI. What is a generative AI? Basically, the generative in AI, generative part, it means it generates data,
Mm.
like it generates output. It could be a, you can say, song, it could be a music, it could be audio, video, text,
Mm.
image, anything. It generates it. That's why it's called generative AI.
Correct.
So coming back to the baby's example again, we don't show tell what's an apple is all about. We don't show it an apple. Now the baby has already seen a lot of apples in life. We ask the baby, "Hey baby, can you draw an apple for me?"
Mm.
It draws an apple for you from its own imagination. That's
Correct.
where generative
Mm.
AI comes into picture. Now, inside generative AI, again a special component is there that is called agentic AI. So
Okay.
think of it like we have a gate at home, like outside our home, we have a main gate. So
Mm.
every time what you needs to happen is there's a guy who used to sit there, and you tell him that whenever someone comes, you open the gate. Whenever someone goes, you close the gate. So that
Mm.
was too much of manual work and very simple and manual work.
Correct.
Next, you tell that, okay, you don't do that. I'll give you a remote control. You press it, then the gate will open. You again press it, the gate will close.
Mm.
Okay, that's where IoT comes into picture. Like all the machine is connected through sensors. It opens through sensor. It's closed. Now the next step, when the agents comes into picture. So whenever a car comes is detected, the machine automatically opens the gate, and once the car goes or a person goes, automatically the gates gets closed, right? So that's where agents comes into picture. And this, now agents can censor, to censor it can sense it, but it's not knowledgeable enough to know it's a correct person or not. Suppose a
Mm.
burglar comes into picture, it will also open the gate because it doesn't
Correct.
have the intellect. That's where the agent plus AI comes into picture, called agentic AI, where it detects the person. Okay, he is wearing a black mask. Okay, he has a gun or all. So don't open the gate because it can be something a threat. So it will close the gate, it will not open, and the image of the person will be sent to the authorities. So
Mm.
that's how agentic AI comes into picture, where intelligence meets robotics.
I see. So, do you think this agentic, are we using it in our daily lives, agentic AI?
Agentic AI we are using on depends on our day-to-day activities.
Mm-hmm.
So currently, like what we are in the phase, it is a very soft landing agentic AI we can say, because in our day-to-day activities we are using it to ask questions, like as a helper guide. For example, uh, let's say my grandmother, she wants to learn English. So she goes to ChatGPT, she
Mm.
opens a speaking version, and she doesn't know English. Now, she speaks in her mother tongue. So
Mm.
in her mother tongue, she's able to talk and it teaches her English. So that's one of the use cases. Previously, people used to go to Duolingo. Sometimes it used to be paid in Duolingo as well. And
Yes.
everyone can't speak on use Duolingo because everyone can't read English or Hindi as an Indian native language. People read Telugu, some people read Punjabi, some people read Marathi, right? So
Hmm.
that's where it helps. One of the another use case is lot of developers used to ask a lot of questions, like they want to build something and they don't know how to use it, so that time they can use it. Another day-to-day activities, one of the very good things right now is lot of students, be it college going or school going, they used to learn concepts at the tip of the finger, because there used to be time when they have to hold back, like they have a doubt. After school they come back home, or college they come back home, they
Hmm.
study something, this surf over the internet also, but those doubts used to be there, they have to document those doubts, okay, and then the next day they used to go, and if they're able to meet the teacher in the break time, then they used to ask the questions. Otherwise those things used to pile up.
Hmm.
Now, even before going to a seminar or even before doing anything, they can definitely get a gist of it using AI. So that's how, quick gist of something, quick questioning, any thought of mind, like suppose very very fragile question I ask, like some people say, this bad eye, is bad eye a good thing or a bad thing? Is gifting a this good luck or dream charmers is a good thing or bad thing? Many people have such of doubts, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
the simple subtle doubts, some people also refrain from asking others. They can easily ask chat gpt, and can get the results as soon as possible. And many people also plan itineraries with the help of
Right.
chat gpt. Like previously people used to like go google it and search, or even talk to the clients, like travelers and all other guides, in order to know what itinerary they should follow in order to go to a particular place.
Right.
Now there are some special reels are there on instagram, they can copy the links, they can make a document out of it, push it
Hmm.
to chat gpt and tell it to click on the deep research and get the best out of the results, like what are the things they should do, how can they go at lot low cost budget, where to stay where they don't have to pay a lot, which is the best hostels for going to goa, etc., etc. So these are the things which are coming up now. And apart from that, as a developer, one of the main key points is
Hmm.
to write unit test cases. Like any product that comes into market, they need to do some testing, right? The product is
Right.
working or not. And
Hmm.
on that testing, it's very important to know whether it will work or not in the future. So in that case, your AI comes into picture and does a testing for you. That mundane, that boring, or that brain killing job is being taken care by AI,
Hmm.
right? So these are some of the use cases people are using. Now we're in the very much basal state where we are asking AI. Next is the agents will come. So agents and humans were going to work together. Maybe 2 to 3, not 2 to 3, 6 to 7 months from now,
Hmm.
agents will be coming into picture. Agents and humans will be working together, and we can say around 2 years from now, it could be that humans will be working as operators and multiple agents will be lined up below him or her, and they will give instructions like how to use what to do in a particular work, and that agent will be submitting those tasks, like breaking down those small chunks of task into
Hmm.
different other agents. Like for example, the operator have to present a ppt or make a website, right? So one agent, the master agent, will take the information, it will break it down to the other agents, like one will be for collecting the pictures, second will be for research, third could be for content creation. All these
Hmm.
agents will be assigned task depending on the first master agent, whatever information that agent gets, and that will be collectively done by all the agents by the end of, like, this will be, I think, be life in max to max 1.5 years from now. Multi-agent platforms will come where you'll ask one thing and they will take the help of all other agents in order to give you collective wholesome work.
I see. That's interesting, actually, because this technology is developing at a very high pace, honestly speaking. Because we are not accustomed to, using that technology for years, because even in months, you see the AIs get developed. ChatGPT version 5 came out few weeks back. Then again, we might see, Grok's new version coming out.
Right.
This whole competition is going on here. So now, what do you think? Like, keeping the point of view of AI, like, what are the misconceptions which college graduates will have right now while joining the corporate world? Because I know AI will be a disruption in each and every sector. It's not just limited to the job of developers, because many processes will get streamlined by AI. We know that. But, what are the different misconceptions which can be tackled right now in the college stage itself, is what I'm asking.
So one of the things I'm noticing right now is many influencers come up with this different tools, right?
Mhm.
Which are not always free. Like they do it to make the gains the views and put some dazzling science to it and some like great presentation skills, but those are not free. Even now things have become freemium, and I would strongly say that if some website, when as soon as you enter, they're asking your own pictures, like put your pictures on this particular platform, then we will actually let you use it. I prefer strongly not to use them, because I went to a website just to check like how does it actually work.
Mhm.
That particular website asked me for 20 images. I just randomly selected some online image and post 20 times, and I saw that it just stuck there. Like said, hey, thank you so much. That shows that it's the website that's collecting a lot of data from you. So recently, this also happened, right? The Namo Banana, right? The Namo Banana event, like where people are pushing their images, that making it make it picture standing next to Jeff Bezos and Elon
Yes,
Musk, right?
I've seen that.
That trend is still going on, but before that, we had this thing like by OpenAI where people are making these Ghibli images,
Ghibli
right?
art.
The Ghibli art images, and again the Ghibli art community sued ChatGPT very badly because of
Yes.
it. And later on, it came to know that we all were pushing our data, like our personal pictures and everything. But again, we didn't check the terms and conditions. So now that images, the OpenAI is able to train themselves very freely because they have got our images, right?
Right.
Uh, Another thing, like even though people again understood that thing, they stopped by. Again, when Namo Banana came, they again pushed their images, right? So this things keeps coming in. So what I would say is to any college grad, that be very careful, like what type of information you're trying to push into these models. Like
Mhm.
I know, like they're very tempting, and some of them are free of cost. But always remember, it's a very prominent saying in the world of IT: if something is given free to you, then you are the product.
You are the product. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with that.
So when it comes to this, any of the Chat GPT, Gemini, or be it Perplexity, or you name it, Grok, right?
Mhm.
Always remember that never ever share your personal information like your email address, phone number, Aadhaar card, PAN card, your friend's credit card. No,
Right.
the reason being what we see at our end is just a prototype, but at the back end they have the logs, they're tracking our logs, and when they track our logs they can easily retrieve the type of questions and information we're trying to get, right? So they are able to psychologically also able to know us, that what this person really wants in life, what this person is up to doing, right? Nowadays I also see a lot of people made ChatGPT their best friends, right? Just sharing secrets and all, right?
Hmm. Right.
So that's fine, but I would say turn on the. They have something called 30 days. What to say? Message disappearing chat box. So you can turn that on. So it will, the messages will start disappearing within 30 days.
Mhm.
So that's another layer of privacy protection for you, right? So always remember in mind, never ever share your personal information in any of these tools which are completely freely given to you. Yeah.
Hmm.
And second thing, as a college grad, since we all know this AI is around, right? AI
Hmm.
is coming. So try to use as much as possible in terms of learning. Like uh, be it like what is agentic AI. Now, recently, ChatGPT has announced something called Learn and Study as one of the features. So, if you open ChatGPT, you will see Learn and Study as one of the tabs over there. You click on that, and then you ask any questions or doubts you have.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose you're learning for placements, this data structure and algorithm, DSA. You suppose you're trying to do something lead code, right? In order to understand your thinking skills or coding skills. In that case, you can use that learn and study tab feature from ChatGPT. Another thing I always recommend to my friends and my listeners is that you can use this prompt like explain me this concept as if I'm a 5-year-old kid.
5 year old. Yes.
So any complex concepts, and I was talking about this finance issues and taxes and all, right?
Right. Right.
This concept actually helped me to understand taxes a lot. And trust me, my oops concepts, I had a lot of middle doubts. This helped me to understand those doubts concepts as well, cleared my concepts as well. So
Mm-hmm.
explain me this concept as if I'm a 5-year-old kid. When you start with this and ask any questions following that, it will explain you with stories. It will explain you with chocolates, candies, toys, dolls. So it becomes very friendly. And another prompt that I generally give out is explain me this concept like any suppose you have doubt about understanding, let's say uh, how to start a YouTube channel. Okay, let's take that as a question. Many people have question like how to start a YouTube channel.
Right.
Now you can ask question like explain me how to start a YouTube channel as if I am a person who is staying in Delhi Metro, Patel City, and explain me in Hinglish, Hindi and English mix, Hinglish.
Hmm.
Then it will start to speak to you in a very, very Indic language style, like our English speaking style. It will not do the foreign or it will not use the jargons, foreign jargon, but the way we speak in our day-to-day activity with our friends or the family members, it will start to speak in that style.
I
So
see.
if you are some other region and you want to another mixture, you can like Tenglish, you can try the Telugu and English mixed, or
Hmm.
Manglish like Marathi and English mix. So it really works like a charm and explains you in a very very friendly way.
I see. Nice. So I believe that AI has many use cases, but there's one thing I know AI can't replace us, and that is our communication. I believe that. And when we are speaking about communication, for the people who don't know, uh, Ashish is a event speaker as well. He has hosted many events himself, and he's a guest speaker in many of them. And in fact, I had actually seen him in an event first, so that's how I approached him. So, Ashish, just take us through the journey of how you're able to figure out that speaking in events was for you, because not every person after their college and corporate actually goes into these things. It's a very niche thing. That's what I've seen.
It's a, it's a it's a very beautiful. Even I'll be honest with you. Even I wasn't aware that I can take this up. But what happened is, just like everyone else, just like you went to that event. Similarly, prior to that, couple of months prior to that, I also went to an event. Just because it was back in 2023. I think I came to Hyderabad, and I went through some apps like event apps. I saw this Meetup is a very popular app in Hyderabad, which tells like what sort of events going on, be it like uh, skating, be it like going for shooting, be it like going for cycling or tech
Oh,
talks
it,
or
it
TED
covers
talks.
anything.
It was anything. Yeah,
Oh
it
wow.
covers
Okay, I
all.
didn't know that. I'll note it down.
Yeah, it's a very interesting app. So I follow it. So over there, I saw this particular event was going on AI. I thought,
Mhm.
oh, let's go and give a shot. I have not been to any events prior to that of like pandemic. Then coming to Hyderabad, staying with my mom for some time here, finding a proper place to stay and all. So I thought, okay, let's give it a shot. Let's go for an event. I just went for an event, and then it happened that I got a chance to meet a lot of awesome people. Like the speakers were definitely awesome, But apart from that, the listeners who came for the event, there were some college graduates were there. There are some second year, third year students were there. I met them, and
This is back when you were
back in
in working.
2023.
Oh, you were working then, I think.
Yeah, I was working, but I came to Hyderabad. Post pandemic, I wasn't there in Hyderabad prior to that, but that year I came to Hyderabad. Like I was
Oh,
doing
okay.
work from home prior to that. I have never seen my office all in working in Zoom black windows, right? So
Okay.
and coming back to Hyderabad, so that was the flashback days. So after coming back to Hyderabad, this
Hmm.
happens that I went for this event, and
Hmm.
there I met a couple of awesome folks. And there was a student who claims to be the GDG uh, lead of their college. Like he was a GDG lead.
Oh, right.
Okay, Google Developer Student Club lead. I was like, okay, nice, great meeting you. I introduced myself. I was sitting there. Then after a few days, he approached me like, "Hey, we need a speaker for this thing, Keras Community Days, the first ever type of event in India itself, Keras
Mm-hmm.
Community Days. Would you be like to be a speaker?" I was like, "Okay, I'll give it a shot." And it was pretty late at night. I had done my work. I was that time also I was going through my masters. I was like,
Okay.
okay, I'll talk to. I went to my mom and said that, hey, this is a guy who is from college and he is asking me to be a speaker at his event, and I've never done a talk before. My mom is
Oh,
like, you're too occupied with all your work, and you're already doing double shifts, like you're managing your masters and this.
yes.
Do you think you will take it up? Would you be able to take it up? I told my mom, I'll you sleep. I'll just do something. I went out and I researched well, met some
Hmm.
PPT. The next day, I gave a demo to in front of my some of my couple of my friends. Like the very first time I'm doing, and I went for it. And when I went for it, there were awesome speakers were there. The first day itself, I was a bit shaky and nervous myself as a human being. Like I've never done this before. I used to have a lot of stage fright back in school time as well.
Hmm.
So I called up my mom like as I was about to speak. She said I told her that, say, there's some awesome speakers are here. They gave their talk, and it's me lined up next. And here you see like these people have their lunch done. They have got their goodies and swags. Should I go for it? Like, am I really ready? So my mom said, see, I told you, but since they are there, just go with the flow. Don't think too much. I went there, and generally the sessions are of 30 minutes. That session particularly went for like 50 minutes. So
Hmm.
that was something I learned newly from there, like how to express myself on stage, how to communicate with people. And slowly they all approached me like, hey, would you be speaker at our college? Would you be able to judge this particular hackathon? And that's
Oh.
how I made my network through word of mouth. And that's how my friendship and my circle grew. Be it like uh, Hyderabad Python community, be it GDG communities, be it
Hmm.
our data analytics communities. Um, it's all started from that one Keras community. So coming to speaking, like it's not, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, and
Hmm.
everyone doesn't like to talk on stage, and
Right.
everyone doesn't have to, right? But what it helps you to understand is you are becoming a salesperson of yourself, like you are able to sell yourself. That's important.
Self-advocating.
Exactly. So that's important. And second, like I believe as a person, everyone should learn sales, right? Be it like you're an engineering student, be it your marketing, be it your data scientist, be it your software engineer, you should learn to sell. Like
Hmm.
it's a skill that helps you to grow your audience. It helps us to understand the requirement of the target audience, because when you go to speak, or for I'm taking from a speaking event, speaking and organizing point of view,
Right.
your audience scale changes. Like for example, if you go to corporate, the type of talk you should do, it changes from the type of talk you do when you go to a college, the
Hmm.
type of talk you do when you go to a school, the type of
Right.
talk you do when you go to an NGO. So the aspect changes, but the underlying story remains the same. Like for handling the college student, you might be using some sort of storytelling, right?
Hmm.
For handling the school students, you might be using some sort of a little bit of humor into it so that to get their attention, right? Asking them questions in between, right?
Hmm.
So things starts coming in as you start doing things. I would say, I recommend this to my friends also. Like if you want to do speaking, either you can see something called Toastmasters that's near your house, or it could be in your college, or you can go online and search for Toastmasters.
What's a
It's
Toastmaster?
Toastmaster is actually a club which helps people to speak. Like it helps in leadership building programs. It helps in communication. It's
Okay.
that they have something called table topics. Table topics, as in like you have to speak on your toes. Like they will give you, it's like improv. They'll ask you question on spot, and you have to answer them. Like it's on spot answering questions. For
Okay.
example, they give you cheats. Like there are a couple of cheats, and Daksh, you pick up one of them. You
Hmm.
will pick up one. It could be written something like, "Tell me something about your biggest nightmare," or something like that. They'll give you 1 minute to think about it, and then on spot you speak that, and they have a placard, like a green card for telling that you're on time. Yellow means you should ready to stop. Red means okay, now shut up. It's basically, it helps you to think on spot and improves your communication skill. One is that. Second
Hmm.
is you can go and become part of communities. A lot of different communities are there, or in your place wherever you are staying, be it in India or outside India, there are a lot of NGOs are there, right? When you
Hmm.
go and take part in NGO activities, you learn to communicate with them. Like, okay, we need to clean the tables. Okay, we need to plant the trees. Okay, we need to fill the pots. So in this process of helping your society, you'll also come to know a lot of people. You'll do networking as well as you'll get the work done as well. So this will not only helping you to communicate well, but also understand the surrounding well. It's called awareness. Like you increase your awareness.
Hmm.
So to summing it up, my story started, I will be very honest, I was a very introvert, not even ambivert. I was a very introvert. I used to be that guy in the school who used to sit in the very last and corner bench. Like no one used to talking, just looking at a teacher and taking notes. I used to be that guy. And then this happened to me in 2023. Yeah. And from then onwards, I started doing a lot of different sessions, start to bring a little bit of informat. My sessions, I started to make it some more like a infotainment, like
Infotainment.
information plus entertainment. So this will help people to stay hooked to the learnings. And we used to add a little bit of humor in the form of memes as well. Yeah.
Right. Right. Okay. Right. Actually, I had my background also very similar. In school, I was just this kind of a person, sitting in the class, watching the, whiteboard, noting down things, and, seeing each other's faces, not speaking to anyone, just doing my own work back to home. I was like that. I never thought, I would be into podcasting. It's just, a thing which I explored. But why do you think people refrain from taking that first step, initial step, of exploring themselves? Or as you stated earlier in our conversation, the hunting the term, right?
Right. So one thing I feel like, it's a personal opinion, is change. Like people are scared of changes. Like what would happen if I do this? That change thing, it scares them. Like lot of people you know, want to do a lot of different type of things. Not only is about speaking at a communication level, but some people they want to go for scuba diving. Some people they want to do ice
Ice
skating and all.
skating. Right.
So let's take skating, normal skating, or do skateboard skating. This
Hmm.
thing I see nowadays in Hyderabad is also having a lot of skateboard communities. I don't know how it's growing so fast, but
How is
it's
it?
happening. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's something new.
We have a skateboard alley in Hyderabad, so people go and do
Skateboard
skateboard
alley is
competition.
also there.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So these things are growing, but the main thing is like coming to handling fear. Even I get fear. I'll be very honest. It's nothing new for me. Even I get fear. I think it twice and all. But sometimes I feel like one should, do things for craziness, like something crazy. Like, for example, many people must be watching Mr. Beast, right? When
Hmm.
Mr. Beast started his YouTube channel, people might be wondering what he is doing, why he's reading the entire Oxford Dictionary. He could have just gone out or done something. Why is counting till 1 million?
Right,
So
right.
in order to accept change, you start doing something very small. So in the pandemic, this happened that I went for a walk in the month of February, and it clicked me like, hey, let's start an online community. Let's start a thing where people can, in this very drastic and very sad phase of life, like where people are all enclosed in pandemic, a lot of
Hmm.
people are losing motivation, a lot of people are not doing anything, many people are feeling bad, right? So I thought of, let's start an online community, and we will start doing like streaks, like we have this in Snapchat streaks, right? People used to take
Hmm.
streaks every day and post. So something like that. I thought let's do it in a positive note. Let's click on a positive note. Everyone doesn't have GitHub account to like put a green dots
Hmm.
everywhere, right? But
Right, right.
everyone can do something like posting regularly, something positive. So I
Okay.
started in the month of March. It's called a community called Blissful Energies. Me and a couple of friends of mine, we came as a co-founder. We said, let's do it. I recorded a video. I learned how to, speak within 30 seconds. Back then, the YouTube shorts, or be it your Instagram or WhatsApp, your total length time was 30 seconds. You
Hmm.
can't go beyond it. And you have to be creative, you have to give a message, and you have to speak about the event within 30 seconds. How to sound exciting, how to sound productive, and also help out people. I started to frame that, okay, this can be done, this will be protect. And I started that community in March, and we called it uh, the March Motivational Movement, Triple M. So hashtag Triple M, March Motivational Movement.
Creative name.
Yeah, and it went. We got followers from Instagram, we got people from YouTube, we got people from Twitter, and it went well. We stretched it to next month. Hashtag FAM, FAM, Fitness April Movement. Like
Ah.
people can do yoga, people can read, people can do yoga, people can do meditation,
Hmm.
jogging, or go to gym, but they have to do something themselves on the fitness body work. So that was the second. The third came hashtag MLM. It sounds wrong, but again,
It
it's
does.
like May learning movement. So people
Okay.
can learn from podcast, write a blog, start journaling, or even read a book. So that was about learning phase.
Hmm.
So, like this, we did movements in order to help out people to come out of this, stagnant phase, not accepting change, embracing change, and
Hmm.
being stuck to doing something, right? And I have also started this streak, right? I on my Twitter, I always every day write what is the thing I'm really grateful about. That helps me to keep the day positive.
Is it still going on?
It's still going on.
Oh, what was today's code? Today's thing which you're
Today is
grateful for.
247th day, I guess, of the year. I've taken this 365 days challenge. Like
Okay.
the whole year, I'll post. So every day I'm posting. I've not missed a day till now. So
Okay. What
that's on
was
my.
today's tweet about?
Today's tweet about like I have to frame it. So basically, it will be
Okay.
revolving around this as well as some other good stuff that happened.
Nice. Cool.
So the
So, yeah.
problem people are facing is they're scared to accept change,
Hmm.
and you don't have to change it completely. Just like I started this very small thing, like positive thing, or writing a gratitude to yourself, or you don't even do it to write to anyone else if you don't want to publicly announce something. Also, write it to someone very close to you. It can be someone like your friends or your parents or your partner. You can write to anyone. so that you build that consistency. When you this do this small thing, slowly you'll start catching up courage to do the other things as well. So that's my mantra.
I
And
see.
yeah,
So, uh, I just got a good question in my mind, and that is, I have seen that you're focused on your mental health a lot from that particular point because time of pandemic, everyone is depressed. They are at home. They are not able to go out, not have fun, and their lives have become very monotonous. So at that time, mental health was very important. But right now, we are bombarded with much more information due to social media, of course, and due to this abundance of information available, our minds, that they tends to get tired from gaining all this information, etc. Now that is applicable for every single human in this world, whether you are from college graduate or our parents' age, like around 50 to 70 years old people as well. They're also addicted to this algorithm. Now, I just have one thing like office environment can get stressful for people in the beginning stages because they are not used to working at those kind of levels for around 10 hours, 12 hours. बिकॉज दे वुड बी लर्निंग न्यू थिंग्स एज वेल वो ट्रेनिंग भी चलता है उनका बहुत सारी नई चीजें
right.
सीखनी होती है तो एट दैट पर्टिकुलर टाइम हाउ इम्पोर्टेंट मेंटल हेल्थ बिकम्स आई डोंट नो हाउ दे कैन एक्चुअली स्टार्ट improving it.
It's a very beautiful question, I must say. Coming to mental health, like, so there's something called DOS, DOSE, DOS or
Hmm.
DOS, you can call it. So
Hmm.
D stands for dopamine, O for oxytocin, S for serotonin, and E for
Endorphin.
endorphin. Yeah, endorphin.
Hmm.
So one thing is the first D. There's a dopamine that is getting fluctuated right now because of the high consumption of reels. Like, people are shallow scrolling a lot,
Right.
right? So this thing is happening because when previously there was no shorts were there, no reels were there. We have these WhatsApp statuses. People started to go to WhatsApp statuses, and before the day starts, they used to swipe, and that time it clicked to Mark, like, why don't we start making this part of our Instagram solution?
Right.
From there, Instagram also started to have reels. Then YouTube thought, why not we have shorts? They had shorts. Now even LinkedIn has their own shorts
I
on
know.
form of content. Like, people have installed the app, they can see the circular button and the reels and all. Long story short, like, this dopamine spikes, it's happening, so it's not good for our health because under a minute people are getting all type of emotions at the same time. You are feeling sad in one reel, you switch it, you feel happy. The third reel, you switch frightened because it's thriller or something terrifying is happening. Fourth reel, you are crying. So our brain is not able to process. Our frontal lobe is getting a lot bombarded with a lot of data at a short form of time. And then the problem is, it's not only about that. Our brain needs a break, right? So as soon as you put your phone down, we are not even at a zero level. Like, when we touch the phone in the morning, we're at the zero level.
Yeah.
But when we kept the phone down, we're not even zero, we're in minus level now. Our brain needs a gap to process what happened right now, to relax out and then continue. And the problem is, people are not giving that gap to it, that break to it.
Hmm.
This is a very beautiful book. It's called The Art of Being Alone. It's not about loneliness or solitude logic, but it's more about understanding the concept of how to use your me time, right? Basically, what happens is, just think of food, right? When we
Hmm.
eat a food, that time, do you feel like eating for next 2 hours? No, right? When you eat food, you will not continuously eat for 2 hours. But when it comes to reels or this short content and all, people sometimes forget time, or sometimes they have some busy work to do, but they're so hooked to the mobile phone They
Hmm.
tend to stay there and just keep wasting time, and they drain energy. So there's a this beautiful book. What does it basically say is, just like after eating food, be it lunch, breakfast, dinner, or something heavy food, you don't feel like eating for next 2 hours. Similarly, our brain also, after consuming any content, be it book reading, be it your office work, or be it a mobile phone, it needs a break. Like needs time to process it. If we don't give that privilege to the brain, it will start what to say, getting irritated. It starts getting depression
Hmm.
symptoms. It starts getting highly fatigue, brain fatigue. This brain fog concept is coming. Why this brain fog is coming? Because there's a saying like, you're the average of 5 people
You
you're
surround
surrounded
yourself.
with, right?
Hmm.
Similarly, in today's generation, you're average of the 10 last reels you have seen.
You have seen. Correct.
So
Absolutely.
that's why, coming to short form contents, what you can do is, it will not go gradually. It's very tough because it has slowly has become a part of our life, like scrolling and all. What you can do is, you can become more conscious. Like, once you think that, okay, this thing I have seen, but I'll not do it today. When you say that, being conscious, you can write it somewhere on a board or something, like a big board. You can write it down. That thing will click you every day. Okay, I have told this to myself. First day you will do 100%. Second day you might do 90%. Third day you might do again 90%. So when you see that board continuously, right, it will click you. Okay, I have said this to myself. Or you plan something bigger goal. Like, suppose someone is studying in college. They got a job,
Hmm.
but they're interested to go for a higher package job. So you take that goal and you say that, okay, I will I'm happy to look at reels, but I'll first do something towards my goal, then I'll watch. Or, okay, I've watched today reel enough, but I'll do try to do something for my goals.
Hmm.
This will help you to reduce that tendency to go towards the mobile. It's like addiction. Like, you will have withdrawal syndromes, like symptoms, like continuously going towards it. But this will click you. This will keep reminding you. So that's D. Then comes oxytocin, where your happiness hormones increases, right? So try to go for networking events. Try to interact with real life people. Like, do
Really.
interact with folks. If you're not finding real time interaction, chat with people, call a friend, right? Just don't keep chatting, just do some real time things. This will actually uh, bring out more oxytocin, like more closeness with other people. Then comes serotonin. Like, you can do some meditation, you can go for a walk. Or I would say, like, instead of increasing your screen time, you can put a podcast in your ear and go for a nature's walk. It really helps. So you can try those things in order to reduce your distraction. And sometimes, just leave anything and sit down with yourself. Ask yourself what you want. The problem is, people are scared to sit down with themselves because it shows them their true color. Whatever thought comes, just accept it. Sit with yourself. If it's too much happening for you, sit down with a Sudoku book. Like, take a Sudoku paper and
Hmm.
sit down, think, and try to do it. It's really, makes you more focused. I tried these techniques. It really helping me out right now. I'm working on my. I'm also working on my this screen time thing.
Hmm.
It's not that high for me, but again, I have to, like. I'm also controlling and working on it. Yeah.
So, when was the time period? I believe these are the concepts from the book itself. Is it?
Some of the concepts are from the book, some are from my practical life. Like, Sudoku is from my practical life. I don't know, like, that game is very addictive. I don't know, it helps you to think critically also. Like, uh, I would suggest it to the college students as well to try Sudoku at times, because it helps you in analytical thinking. Because one of the scenarios, like, suppose there is a particular number has to be placed in a particular box in Sudoku game. You can Google it if you don't know about Sudoku.
Okay.
But you don't know which number to place. But when you see a number is a pattern over there, right? you can guess, okay, these people will sit in these other boxes, so number 5 or number 6 should sit here. This actually opens up your analytical thinking. I have seen this happening. And I generally recommend take a pen and paper and do it on a copy. This will actually help you to sit down in a particular place and spend your time actively over there. When you do it with your phone, you can walking and doing. You're not in present moment. So that again takes away your makes you more distracted again,
Right.
right? So this technique helped me, and I suggest it to others.
Hmm. Uh, you mentioned about critical thinking and analytical thinking. I know that you have met many different people, at least through your networking time. So, what is the situation? Do you think like people are critically aware of the situations, or is it on a downfall now?
One thing is for sure, like people are the average of the last 10 reels they have seen right now. This is happening. Critical thinking, I think it's a practice. Like critical thinking, it's many people you'll hear these famous quotes and all, like don't do hard work, do smart work, and all this thing.
Hmm.
But I believe people need to do hard work when they're very young, so that they know the smart work as they move forward, right? So, what is this hard work? Critical. The word critical itself shows importance, right?
Hmm.
And importance learning, it comes when they start having awareness about stuff. Like they started researching, they started to know things. They need to have an inquisitive mindset. How can they have inquisitive mindset? They can either start reading some quality books, or reading some blogs or something, or they can start networking with other folks, like going to events. One of the things I learned about sales while attending one of the AI events is there are two things. One thing is about winning people. The other thing is about making them think they are winning. The second thing is what's important. Like you don't go and sell your goods to people. You make them feel
Mm,
as if they're buying it from their own will.
exactly. Yes, they're solving the problem by buying our goods. Yes.
Exactly. So many of the founders and starters, what they do is like startups, they don't go and pitch their idea or their solution to people. They go and ask critical questions. For example, there's some digital marketer is there. He goes and asks questions to people. Hey, do you have a website? The other person says no. Okay. Do you have issues in your paychecks and all, like maintaining your digital accounts and all? They said yes. I don't get much time to invest in my social handles, writing those posts and finding the correct hashtags and all. It is very time consuming. They say all these problems. Then the digital marketer comes and says, okay, so you can use our platform and we provide the services. And then it
Right.
clicks to it. Okay, what's the cost and all? They show their interest and they
Hmm.
feel like they have found the correct person, right? So this is how one should pitch in order to protect, like in order to get more connections, plus able to give more better solutioning. And I always suggest this to students whenever they send any request to anyone on LinkedIn, try to write a small note to them. Like whenever you see on LinkedIn, you see a small pop-up comes up like, hey, my name is this, I'm interested to connect with you, we have this type of
Personalized invite.
exactly. Even though that person might reply or not reply, but that leaves an opening for you, right? So tomorrow if you want to talk something, you have already spoken to it, so it becomes more friendly and gelable.
Hmm. Understood. So books are very important part of your life. I have observed that because many of the quotables are coming from the books themselves. At least you have read it somewhere or have consumed that information.
Right.
So could you just tell like top five books like every person should read in their lifetime? Because right now I'll tell you again, the age demographic is of 18 to 24 almost. So many people, they could actually pick up the habit of reading the book through your recommendation.
Sure, sure, Daksh. So coming to beat any activities, right? Be it reading books or anything. I
Hmm.
suggest that I might give you 5 books today. Tomorrow, another speaker or another what to say, podcaster might give you another 5 books. Like that, you get a collection of books.
Hmm.
But what I feel is read something what makes you live, like what you really want to know, right? It could be fiction, non-fiction, or it could be any sort of books. Like many people say that they like or might not like Chetan Bhagat, or many people go for it also, right?
Hmm.
So
Right.
I would say that don't read because they're the best books and pressurize yourself to read books. Read because you're willing to read book. And sometimes don't I would also recommend this key, don't be pressurized to finish a book. Like I'm speaking for the non-fiction fiction books.
Agreed.
Don't be pressurized to be reading the whole book. Sometimes it is the author's what to say duty also to keep you hooked to the book. If
Hmm.
the author is not able to keep you hooked to the book, then whatever you read, that book was that much for you. So you don't have to, have a guilt inside you that, oh man, I couldn't finish this book. Oh man, I could
Hmm.
have done this. So don't feel that guilt, the beer of guilt. And you don't always have to read all the books, right?
Obviously.
If you go, suppose there's a self-help book is there and you find some of the chapters is something interesting and really you want to know, read that much only. You don't have to read the whole book just for the sake of reading the whole book,
Hmm.
right? But if you really ask me some of the good books that I generate want people to read,
Hmm.
one of the books is Think and Win Like Dhoni. It's a remarkable book. Think and Win Like Dhoni. So it talks about Dhoni's life. Like many people get inspiration by watching his movie, like Dhoni, the Unfinished Story. So similarly to that, this book is the author has actually personally went and met Dhoni, and
Hmm.
whatever she had interactions and whatever matches she used to see Dhoni playing and all. So she documented all those things in this book and 5 lessons from Dhoni's life before he hit that massive six in 2011 where we
2011.
won the World Cup, right?
Right.
So all that the 5 major points he gives out and he explains it beautifully. So
Hmm.
I this is a highly recommended book. Second book is The Goal. So that's a very another very interesting book that I recommend. The Goal is again a part of like if one like it's a beautiful blend of engineering as well as management. Like uh, there's a father is there and he goes to this. He's a CEO of the company, but
Hmm.
this happens that the father is about to get fired. The board is there.
Hmm.
Came for the room and they about to fire the father because he's not performing well. Now, how he draws, what to say, inspiration from his son who went for a camping trip and solves the issue and becomes the best person in the office. And there's a very beautiful blend of management and science over here, means
Hmm.
engineering over here. So I highly recommend that book, The Goal. And third, but not the least, the one I was just quoting from, The Art of Being Alone.
Being
It's
alone.
a purely natural and beautiful book, irrespective of where you are, who you are, you should read it because there are 2 parts of the book. The first part, it speaks about what is to be, how lucky it's to be alone at a particular time, having your me time. That's how lucky a person is to be having that.
Hmm.
Second, how to utilize this me time to become the best version of yourself. So
Right.
I really love these 3 books. I would say, yeah, there are other books are there, The Alchemist, or be it like the Attitude is Everything. These books are really good, but these 3 books, The Goal, Think and Win Like Dhoni, and The Art of Being Alone, are pretty close to my heart. I recommend it to all the people,
Hmm.
and do give a reading. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the recommendation. And last but not the least, if a 22-year-old is watching this episode right now, what is the one mindset or one habit you would like him or her to adapt in her life to ensure that her career goes in a very smooth way?
Smooth is a very smooth is a very what to say, diabolic word, I would say. But what I can say is, it's I believe in this, so I say it: be shameless, right? Be shameless in the sense that uh, if you really want to do something, just go for it. Like try small bits every day. Like just like changes are tough, right? When you enter corporate life, you're learning some tech stack, but you want to do something else in your life, or you want to do some other tech stack. You can't jump directly, of course. This pain I also had when I started my career. So you can't jump directly. Respect that what you have got. You go through it. You will be going through. Everyone goes through it, but take small steps, pebble steps, make stepping stones for what you really love to do. Suppose someone is there who loves to draw, like
Hmm.
make drawings and all, right? So every day you sit down and make a doodle at or something like that, just to remind you that you can still draw, right? So do very very small thing in your own goal first. Second, if you feel that something you need in your life, right? Like if you want to ask someone out, just
Hmm.
ask it, because or if you want an internship somewhere, or if you want to get a job somewhere, right? Go and ask for it. uh, be it in a hackathon, like this happened to me when I was in my college third year. I went for a Google hackathon. I
Hmm.
came second and there's another team came first. The difference between the first team and the second team was they had t-shirt difference. Like the first team got a t-shirt, the second team didn't get a t-shirt. It was that much
Oh
small difference.
my.
And after the event was over, I saw three t-shirts were lying on the table, right? I went to the organizer and they said, can I have one? He said, okay, sure, take one, but don't tell anyone. I took it. So what I'm trying to say, like, uh, always ask, because people who ask, some point or the other, they get the opportunity. The
Hmm.
people who don't ask in the corporate world, they are taken for granted. Like, okay, he's happy, he's fine, he's not saying anything, he's not complaining, so he's happy. So don't be complacent. If you really want to learn something, you really want to have something, ask for it. People might say no, but later on, that satisfaction that you get from inside, that at least you tried, that will not give you any sort of regret in life,
Hmm.
that I can say. So ask for things, explore things. You are young, 22, explore things as much as possible. Take your 20s as a book lesson for you to explore things, meet new people, learn things. If you are not, if you are introvert, you don't want to meet new people, ask chat gpt, learn things using this study and learn. And we also spoke about some of the prompts, right? Use
Yes.
those prompts. And one of the very interesting thing about chat gpt is you can ask like, hey chat gpt, please roast me. When you say this, it actually goes back, sees your history, and tries
Right.
to understand you and give a wonderful answer to you. So one of my friend, he is not using ChatGPT much, but he used it once to just to understand where to get good quality pillows in Bangalore.
Hmm.
So ChatGPT says that he's a lazy guy. From that particular chat, he's a lazy guy. So you see, it very humorously tells you about yourself.
Hmm.
So spend time with yourself, be bored. I would say be bored. uh, be, what to say, shameless to ask questions, to learn things. It's completely fine. Like, no, from 100 years from now, no one will remember you, no one will remember who said you what.
Thank you so much, people who have tuned in for this episode. That's Om Ashish Mishra for you. I'll be dropping his LinkedIn in my description. Please do follow him. Um, he shares his content there also, whatever events he has attended, and whatever things he has been learning. And follow him on Twitter as well for getting his daily grateful message on the platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Daksh, for having me.